Thank you, Sister Margaret, for the introduction. Today we saw your MC skills, gonna keep up, right?
Thank you.
Okay. So, good evening, good afternoon, Dhamma friends. Welcome back to our class. I don't think this is six, this is seven, right?
Right. I think it's
Sixth class. Sixth class, Dhamma class, day 6. So, before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Buddha and do a short meditation, metta meditation? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Metta meditation. We are going to practice a short metta meditation now, as we usually do at the beginning of the class. Metta will be extended to oneself, loved ones, neutral people, challenging and difficult people, and all living beings. And when you practice metta, you also have to go to karuna, empathy and compassion. You cannot stop even at karuna. You have to go to mudita, altruistic joy. And then you have to even go to upekkha, the highest quality in the Buddhist teachings we call the most ideal state out of all the Brahma Viharas at that point. But in order to go to upekkha, we must have cultivated metta, karuna, and mudita all together. So now we are going into metta by giving metta to us and to other folk groups. So please contemplate on these aspects of metta. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May no problems come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable problems, difficulties, failures in life. Just as how I wish myself with metta, I also want to bring that same amount level of metta towards other folk groups, starting from may my loved ones, neutral people, difficult, challenging people, and all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable problems, difficulties, and failures in life. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. I would like to ask you about Vesak. Did you spend Vesak?
Yeah.
Were you all coming here, or were you going to other viharas too sometimes?
Yeah.
Vesak. That means you witnessed Vesak in China. 2 places. Oh, Guangzhou and southern China. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I was there. I was here for the whole day. I was conducting
I attended the
one of
metta
the
meditation.
sessions. Actually, I came here for the Vesak day, I conducted 4 meditation sessions. First time at SABS, they introduced meditation on the Vesak day, other than, showering the baby Buddha. It's a new experience. So I mean, other than blood donation and L5 exhibition, and I think there was a blood donation here, and there was a sutta, what do you call? Inscription in the main hall over there. Yeah, so I think it's good. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so then we will go to our class today. Are there newcomers today? Newcomers? All are actually familiar to our class. So today is day 6. So let us go into the contents. Right. So we discuss about the story of monk Mahakala. Right. That was what we discussed that day. And today we are going into verse number 9 and 10. Okay. So verses 9 and 10. Those who do not deserve the stained robe, the virtuous deserve the stained robe. Now, don't think that this is about monks only. This is something about the eligibility and deserving of wearing even a white cloth. Some people, they wear white clothes on full moon, new moon, retreat. So, what is the purpose of wearing that kind of a dress? Are you going to show that I'm a very clean person? I'm very pure from outside. Then inside, what's happening inside? Because there is a very interesting Dhammapada stanza at the end, way after. There was one ascetic is trying to kill, I think, an iguana. At that time, iguana, another animal, maybe a mongoose. So the animal understands the ascetic is going to catch him to kill. So the animal says, you are outside very nice, but inside you are a problem. So I think the same idea is what we want to learn overall, but we will look at the specific 2 stanzas and the story. Right. Is that which? Okay, let's read together. See. Anikka savu kasavang yovattang paridahessati apeto dhamma saccena nosokasava marhati. Okay. So, anikka savu kasavang. Kasavang. Kasavang means saffron. What is saffron? Here it means a robe. Right? Anikka savu. Anikka savu means we have to go to, if you uncomfortable in understanding the meaning, you have to go to the order here. Anikka savu. Here you can see unclean of the stain of defilements. Right? That means another word for kasavu is not the robe. It means defilements. Or maybe you can say outflows, akusalas. Unclean of the stain of defilements, and then at the same time, this is the next answer, right? We'll see. Yeah. Anikkasavu. Anikkasavu dhammasaccena apetoyo kasavang vattam paridahissati so kasavan. Okay, I think it has taken the order way. Anikkasavu, unclean of the stain of defilements. Dhammasaccena. Dhamma here means restrain. Restrain. Pali word dhamma means restrain. Restrain means sense restraint. Saccena means truthfulness. Devoid, apeto. So there is someone who is apeto, devoid of emotional, sense restraint, and then the truthfulness. Kasavang vattang paridahissati, but still wearing the saffron cloth. Although that person wears the saffron robe, that person has defilements and absent from, devoid from, of sense restraint and truthfulness. That person, naso kasava marahati. That means not good for the robe. We go back again here. Again, we will look at yo kasavang apeto dhamma satchena. There is no sense restraint and truthfulness. But vattam paridahesati, kasavang vattam paridahesati, but still wears the saffron robe, but anikkasavo. Anikkasavo means not free from the akusalas. Right? So that person is not fit for, eligible for wearing the robe. That means, like there are people who normally becoming monks and nuns who want to discipline themselves. They still learn to be better people. But sometimes when someone is there for long term, but still not working towards overcoming akusala. Now here there are particular two akusalas. What are they? No self-restraint. What's the Pali word for that? Dhamma. Dhamma here means no. Dhamma means sense restraint, and satchena means truthfulness. Actually, these two are very important for a sangha member. Initially, every sangha member should particularly focus on Dhamma and Satcha. But sometimes we will become very much confused, deluded. Because outside is very nice, walking very nice, talking very nice, sweet words, right? I mean, you take it to not to the monks only, take to normal people too, right? And also because if you are showing a certain behavior that looks good, then people will believe you, right? So, but the problem is these two have to go hand in hand. That means your behavior is good, outside, inside, and then you are presenting your true version, right? Otherwise, you are not fit for the monkhood or nunhood. If you take it from the layperson side, how do we understand that? How to understand the lay version of this? White clothes. Do you wear white clothes sometime?
Yeah. When we take the 8%.
8 precept, you wear the white clothes. Why do you wear white clothes? It's just nice, huh? Oh, why? Huh? You mean cloth looks clean? You feel clean when you wear white. What you say is that when you wear white clothes, it can help
For
your
yourself.
precept practice
Yeah,
going
for
well because you
yourself,
see
not
that
for
you're
others.
wearing white clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
Motivation, huh?
Not for people to see lah, for your motivation.
So when you take them off, then
No,
what will happen?
I mean,
Now you wearing
that
casual clothes,
moment,
normals.
it's like practicing mah. When you practice,
You are talking only one day, full moon.
after that, I mean, that is where you start. Later on, when you don't wear, you slowly, I don't think you take 8 precept one go, right? For me, even 5 precept, I have to do one by one. No? I have to keep the awareness.
That's a very good observation. Like you cannot take 8 precept
go, 8.
on the go.
No, I take one by one. No killing, then no lie, no slowly, so that you will be strong.
Okay,
You cannot
interesting.
one go jump in and say.
Okay, so you are saying that when you wear white clothes, it supports your
For yourself.
practice, and whether you do it on
You
a new
don't care
moon, full
people say
moon,
you're
yeah.
trying to be, very religious.
Okay.
Or that kind of
Okay,
thing.
good.
Depend on individual.
And others, do you wear white clothes sometime? And why? No reason. Huh? Okay, so when you wear white, if you wear white clothes, that means you are showing that you are a pure person. But that purity must come from inside, not even from sila, okay? Sila is one point. So that means your inside has to be at least somewhat clean. I'm not saying 100% you will be clean. Inside has to be clean. So what to do to clean inside? 10 kusala. Okay? 10 kusala. Not killing, not stealing, not sexually misbehaving, not lying, not dividing other people through your speech, not hurting other people with your speech, not idle chatting, gossiping, not being covetous. Too many, huh? That's why these 10 are very important. Not having ill will, not having wrong will. That is how you're going to clean. Actually, these 8 precepts, normally we understand 5 precepts across the canon. You become a upasaka. Well, who is upasaka? Upasaka. Huh? Upasaka. Ladies, upasika. Upasaka is male version. Upasika, female version. Who is upasaka, upasika? When you go to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as refuge, you become a upasaka. If you are a man, if you are a woman, you become a upasika. Then normally, across the canon, we see that people have taken the 5 precepts. Because lay people not easily able to practice the last couple of precepts of that category. Some practice, but normally encouraging to practice 5, because 5 precepts was also very difficult to practice. What about 8 precept? Wearing a white cloth, right? Itself, they themselves difficult to practice, challenging. I'm saying difficult, challenging as a layperson, right? They work, they earn money, right? Family, right? And then social gatherings. Sometimes, what you talk, right? They themselves are challenging. Then we have to first stabilize our 5 precept layer first, and then work towards 10 kusala. Then you become a very pure person, right? So, anyways, I'm trying to say that if you don't have Dhamma and such, Dhamma means sense restraint, that your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body, your mind are kind of serene, tranquil, and also you are not truthful, then you should not wear the white cloth just because you can buy it. You should not wear it, because it's very important to, it's very important to wear the way how you behave. Okay, this is what we learn, and we'll go to the next stanza. That's a very long story. That's why we are leaving some time. Let's read together. Yochavanta kasavassa sile sususamahitu upeto dhamma satchena savekasava marahati. This is a good one. I'm still going in the first chapter. Good, bad one, good one, right? The good one. Yocha vanta kasavassa. So there's somebody who is vanta. Vanta means, actually vanta, the literal meaning is throw up or vomit. Now this idea is purging. Someone who has purged, threw up the akusalas, 10 akusalas, and after that becoming very virtuous. Silesu susamahito. Susamahito means well established in the sila. That's a very interesting one. How to well establish in the sila, right? Sometimes you take precepts, right? 5 precepts. How to establish in the sila? That means you have to bring your sila practice to a convenient level. Normally, sila practice is very a rigorous practice to many. Why? Why is it? That's a very good question. Why is it? Why Sila practice, even 5 precepts can become a little bit rigorous, a little bit difficult practice, sometimes. More difficult. I'm not talking the general level of difficulty. It's because they don't practice it with wisdom. You have to bring wisdom towards precept. You have to bring wisdom towards samadhi, concentration. Right? Now I can give you a very small example. You take a few months old baby, right? A very few months old baby. And then, is that baby killing other beings? No. Stealing? Sexually misbehaving? No idea at all. And then, lying? Can babies lie? And take intoxicants? What does it mean? Baby is 1,000 times better than all of you. Is it true? Is it true? It's not true. This is what I'm trying to say. Baby is as such because of baby's age and nature at that point. But baby is not consciously avoiding those 5. When you consciously avoid the wrong side of the precept, you are a virtuous person. Now you know. So how to consciously avoid? Wise first, then to practice Sila. And you know why it's not good for why I should not kill. If I kill, I have to pay a big cost for that. And also, I'm taking other person's life. I shouldn't have done it. Cost for me, cost for them. Why I should not steal other people's stuff? In my future life, in this life, future life, my thing will be robbed, stolen, scam even in today's. So many scammers nowadays. Scam by them. Then that person will go through lots of pain. Losing lots of money that person earned with so much hard work, right? And sexual misbehavior, why should I not do that? Because if I engage in sexual misbehavior, I will go for a divorce in my future life. My partners will break up with me all the time. There are reasons. Sometimes you are so good, but still you go through the breakup. They are coming back to you. It comes back to you. And also I have to understand, be empathetic about the pain the other person is going through. Why should I not lie? It's because I also will be swindled, cheated by other people in this life and other life. Also, the other person will go through lots of problems by believing what I say. Why should I not take intoxicants? Why? There are this life problems at disadvantages. And also, if I become intoxicated, I don't know what I do. Maybe I do all the bad things. I'm intoxicated and that person drives a car and then runs over somebody and then breaching the first precept. And then also breaching the second precept. The person is not belong to you and you are stealing that person's life, things. And you are wrongly behaving in the karmas. And when you are asked, you are lying to the law enforcement. And you already done the 5th one. When you are alcoholic, you break the whole thing. Right? So that's why we need wisdom before this Sila. That's why Buddha teaches us Panya first, not Sila. This Sila, Samadhi, Panya is not the proper order. What's the proper order? Panya, Sila, Samadhi. Where did the Buddha say that? Where did he teach that? Huh? Can you think about where did the Buddha teach that? That we have to start from Panya, not from Sila. Huh? Noble Eightfold Path. How did he start? Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa. Right view, right thought. They are belong to Panya. Then right speech, right action, right living, Sila. It's a very, what you call, comprehensive version of the Sila. The Buddha said your speech, not even your speech and your action, but also how you earn money, also part of your Sila. Right? Some people think I have 5 precepts, but maybe you are badly commissioning, you are cheating other people, you are badly marketing, right? You are doing a lot of things, right? So that's why we need to know that it's very important to well establish in our own sila. That's why I call silesu susamahito. So in order to go to that level, what do you need? You need to start your sila practice with wisdom. Wisdom. Silesu samahito. Then at the same time, upeto dhamma satchena. Earlier apeto. Apeto means absent. Here upeto. Full of. Dhamma here means sense restraint, and satchena means truthfulness. So what is the sense restraint? Actually, this is very important in our daily life. When I use my eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, I have to use them wisely. Because anytime these senses can work very differently than how I expect them to be, right? So it's very important to wisely manage our senses, right? And then satchena, be truthful all the time. When we are only truthful to us, we can do anything better, right? And then that person is kasava, robe. Arahati means fitted or deserving. Okay, it's a story about Venerable Devadatta. Okay, we will go and take a look. So long story. So we will have to go a little bit speedily. We will ask someone to read. Do we have a mic with you? Wireless mic? Yeah, wireless mic. So we will start from not how we expected before. Over there maybe. From the back today. Any order is going to work for us, right? The story of Devadatta you're going to read from while residing until low. Yes.
While residing at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, the Buddha spoke these verses with reference to Devadatta, for on a certain occasion of the two chief disciples, each with a retinue of 500 monks, took leave of the Buddha and went from Jetavana to Rajagaha. The residents of Rajagaha united in twos and threes and in the larger groups gave alms in accordance with the custom of giving alms to visitors. Now one day, Venerable Sariputta said, in making the address of thanksgiving, lay brethren, one man himself gave alms, but does not urge another to give. That man receive in future births the blessing of wealth, but not the blessing of a retinue. Another man urges his neighbor to give, but does not himself give. That man receive in future births the blessing of a retinue, but not the blessing of wealth. Another man neither himself give alms nor urges others to give. In future births that man receive not so much as a bellyful or sour rice grew, but is fallen and destitute. Yet another both himself give alms and urges his neighbor to give. That man in future births in 100 states of existence, in 1,000 states of existence, in 100,000 states of existence, receive both the blessing of wealth and the blessing of a retinue. Thus did Venerable Sariputta preach the law.
Okay. It's a long way to go, but we will make it short, It's afternoon, so we have to make it short that way. Okay, we understand this story is about Venerable Devadatta, but he's not in the scene yet. So what we know is there was a time that Arahan Moggallana Arhan Sariputta, 2 chief disciples, they went to Rajagaha from Jetavana. Each was carrying 500 monks with them. So what happened? Venerable Sariputta gave a Dhamma talk. See, this is a Dhamma talk. This part, this whole thing is Dhamma talk. What does he say? He says something very interesting. When you give a dana, you better give the dana with a group of people. Right? Why is it? When you give a dana with a group of people, in next lives, you have the dana given to Sangha members or whoever. Also, you are with a group of happy people. You are not alone in your life. Sometimes we don't like the feeling of lonely, right? We feel like we are very lonely in our life, right? So it is said that it's better to give a dana with other people. Make a group of people and give the dana. I think some temples they do, right? Friday one group, Thursday one group, Wednesday, right? I think that is a way to do, because if you do that, as you can see here, one man himself gives alms dana, but does not urge another to give. A personal one. That man receives in future births in the blessings of wealth, but not the blessings of a retinue. Right? Another man urges his neighbor to give, but does not himself. There are some people who have lots of people around, but no money. No money, nothing. They are not going to exist very well. Right? So, this way, he gave a Dhamma talk to these people, Arhan Sariputta. So then what did you learn at the moment? There's a teaching given by Arhan Sariputta that when you give a dana, it's better to do the dana with a group of people. Now you have a Sangika dana coming up here. Many people come together and offer together. Katina ceremony. So like that. Right? Everybody has to get together and give the dana. So that will help the donors to be benefited with whatever they gave, also benefited with a good Kalyanamitta group. Because until we never know when we're going to be enlightened, right? So we need to make sure that we are okay in the samsara until we get to that point. That's why when you give a dana, it's better to know these important tactics. Otherwise, you will miss those parts. It doesn't mean you cannot give a personal dana. You can give, but try to aim for these kind of danas too. Okay, and we go to the next one. Now there was somebody who is encouraged by his talk. So that part will be read by the one who is next to her. You're going to be reading one person invited until Rajagaha.
One person invited the Venerable to take a meal with him, saying, "Venerable, accept my hospitality for tomorrow." For the almsgiving, someone handed over a piece of cloth worth 100,000 to the organizers of the almsgiving ceremony. He instructed them to dispose of it and use the proceeds for the ceremony should there be any shortage of funds, or if there were such shortage, to offer it to any one of the monks they thought fit. It so happened that there was no shortage of anything, and the cloth was to be offered to one of the monks. Since the 2 chief disciples visited Rajagaha only occasionally, the cloth was offered to Devadatta, who was a permanent resident of Rajagaha.
Okay, interesting. I think you said what happened at the end. Permanent resident, huh? Interesting. He's a PR in Rajagaha. Venerable Devadatta. Okay. So one person took it seriously, what he said, invited the Venerable to take a meal with him, saying, "Venerable, accept my hospitality for tomorrow. For the almsgiving someone." What is almsgiving? This is a Buddhist kind of word that we use for dana. And I remember that one of our devotees in Canada, he was working in a certain company. He told his boss, "I need to take a leave for 2 hours today because I'm going for almsgiving." Right? Actually, he came to a dana that somebody else was offering. So when he was going back after the 2 hours time, the boss was looking, the white man looking at his hands, I thought you gave your hands, arms giving. But I didn't give the hands, I gave something with the hands. He had to explain because it's a culturally coined word, sometimes it's arms. Anyway, now someone handed over a piece of cloth. Actually, this is a very valuable cloth. Perhaps this is 100,000 100,000 worth cloth. So what happened? Now they are expecting to give it to someone who is worthy of that particular cloth. And they understood that 2 chief disciples are not living there for some time permanently. At that time, Venerable Devadatta stayed in that place, Rajagaha, for some time. So what happened? They offered it to Venerable Devadatta, who was a permanent resident of Rajagaha. So when you are a permanent resident, you get a lot of things. So, so this is what is happening to Venerable Devadatta, who later made a lot of problems, right? But anyways, and this is what now we understand. So he got that 100,000 worth cloth, right? Normally at that time, there was a belief that the best clothes are coming from Kasi state, right? If you go to Kasi state, I don't know what's the name that they are using now, those clothes are very expensive. It's like those Afghan made rugs, right? Those rugs, very expensive rugs. So perhaps this particular cloth perhaps was made from that kind of a very precious, expensive material, right? Okay, so we are going to the next person. Who is the next? Okay, please. You will be reading a short para. It came about.
It came about this way. Some said, let us give it to the Venerable Sariputta. Others said, the Venerable Sariputta has a way of coming and going, but Devadatta is our constant companion, both on festival days and on ordinary days, and is ever ready like a water pot. Let us give it to him. After a long discussion, it was decided by the majority of 4 to give the robe to Devadatta. So they gave the robe to Devadatta.
Now lay people were having a somewhat discussion, even though like here, they offered the cloth now as a robe, right? They were having discussions, like behind the scene discussions. Should we give it to Arahant Sariputta? But some pointed out a practical reason. The practical reason was Arahant Sariputta is coming and going, but there is a monk who is staying with us for long term. We have to treat him. He is not even here for festival days, not only for the Vesak, but also every time, all the time, like a water pot. What's the connection to a water pot of being there for all the time? Ready like a water pot, right? So let us give it to him. He is the one who is eligible to receive this robe. And they gave it to Venerable Devadatta. And then the next will be read by Brother Eo. Yes, Devadatta.
Devadatta cut it into 2, fashioned it, dyed it, put one part on as an undergarment and the other as an upper garment, and wore it as he walked about. When they saw him wearing his new robe, they said, this robe does not befit Devadatta, but does befit the Venerable Sariputta. Devadatta is going about wearing under and upper garments which do not befit him, said the Buddha. Monks, this is not the first time Devadatta has worn robes unbecoming to him. In the previous state of existence, also he wore robes which did not befit him. So saying, he related the following.
Oh, this is very interesting. This Venerable Devadatta messed up with the robe in a previous life. Now Buddha is going to narrate that story. It's a hunter story actually, very interesting story. How he cheated elephants, okay? How he cheated a group of elephants, all right? Bodhisatta was an elephant. See, Bodhisatta, Shakyamuni Buddha was an animal, Devadatta was a man, human. Very interesting, right? So we will get into that story, but here we understand something unusual happened to Venerable Devadatta. The way how he cut it into two and fashioned it and dyed it and put one part as an undergarment, other part as an upper garment. Of course, it's not a proper robe then. Huh? It's just like a normal wearing. And people saw it because people are the ones who offer it. So this looks like it's not good on him, right? So then what happened? The story even alerted to the Buddha, and the Buddha was now trying to say the past story with Venerable Devadatta and how he went into a problem with wearing a robe. All right. We will be asking then from where? Maybe we go to this part. Okay. This one. Yeah. Once upon a time.
Okay. Once upon a time when Brahmadatta rules at Benares, there dwelt at Benares a certain elephant hunter who made a living by killing elephants. Now in a certain forest, several thousand elephants found pasture. One day when they went to the forest, they saw some private Buddhas. From that day, both going and coming, they fell down on their knees before the private Buddha before proceeding on their way.
Okay, very interesting. Now in this story, what we see is that during the time of Brahmadatta, there are many Brahmadattas, okay? Brahmadatta 1, 2, 3, 4, but we don't know those numbers. There was Brahmadatta, one Brahmadatta, King Brahmadatta, it's a king, royal, ruling at Benares, Varanasi in today's world. A certain elephant hunter, there was an elephant hunter, this is Devadatta actually, and who made a living by killing elephants. Why are they killing elephants? For what? For the tuskers, ivory and all that, right? Now in a certain forest, several thousand elephants found pasture, place that where they can survive on. One day, when they went to the forest, they saw some private Buddhas. Private Buddhas? Public Buddhas or private Buddhas? It's a wrong translation. This is the problem, Pacheka Buddha. Why private Buddha? So what's the connection of not teaching and becoming a private Buddha? That means, I think they are alluding that the public Buddha is the one who is teaching. Private Buddha is not teaching. It's a wrong translation, poor translation. So let us put it as Pacheka Buddha. You cannot translate it. Some words cannot be translated. Like I told you, Kukkutarama, right? Remember? Remember the Kukkutarama in one of the suttas? What's the meaning of Kukkutarama? A lot of translations go by that the Buddha lived in a monastery called Chicken monastery. Kukkuta means chicken. And some people even translate to be Cock's monastery. Chicken monastery, Cock monastery. But then when you really learn Pali, you understand it is a personal name. Don't translate it. It's the vihara built and offered by a banker called Kukkuta. Why do you translate that? Don't translate it. Some Pali words cannot be translated. Bodhi, right? Even dukkha, nibbana sometimes, you cannot translate. Because it has the unique idea. If you translate it, either you dilute it, either you give a very lower meaning, either you give a very superficial meaning. Both are very harmful to that idea. So here, Pacheka Buddha, let me tell you who is this person actually. Pacheka Buddha and the other one, our usual one is Shakyamuni Buddha or Samma Sambuddha. The last one is called Shakyamuni Buddha. Normally we call them as Samma Sambuddha. What's the difference between these two? Samma Sambuddha and here wrongly translated as private Buddha, Pacheka Buddha. They both attain the same enlightenment. Right? Not an Arahanta, both attain the same enlightenment. But the difference is, Pacheka Buddha cannot conceptualize what he attained. What do you mean by conceptualization? In order to give the Dhamma, you have to conceptualize the Dhamma into ideas. Because enlightenment is abstract, right? You have to put into words, put into concept, like 5 aggregates, Eightfold Noble Eightfold Path, right? Pacceka Buddha is not able to conceptualize. Whereas Samma Sambuddha is highly able. He knows what to talk to anybody. Even for 1,000 crowd, he knows what to talk to each person to attain Nibbana. Very different, unique understanding. So that's why there's a difference between Pacceka Buddha versus Samma Sambuddha. And it is also said when the Samma Sambuddha is alive, there cannot be any Pacceka Buddhas. Pacceka Buddhas appear when there are no Samma Sambuddhas. And there must be some Pacceka Buddhas now, right? Who knows? There may be. But when you say they are private Buddhas, they will not appear. They are Pacceka Buddhas. So now what happened? These elephants saw Pacceka Buddhas. We don't know whether they understood that they are Pacceka Buddhas or not. But they felt something. When they saw Buddha, they felt. From that day, both going and coming, when they were passing that particular area where the Pacceka Buddhas were, staying, they kneeled down, fell down, and then did the respect, and then they left. So now, Devadatta, in that life, elephant hunter, was looking for a plan to catch some of the elephants. Okay, so we will now move on to the next person. Yeah, one day.
One day the elephant hunter saw their actions. Thought he, I too ought to get a yellow robe immediately. So he went to a pool used by a certain Pacceka Buddha, and while the latter was bathing and his robes lay on the bank, stole his robes. Then he went and sat down on the path by which the elephants came and went, with a spear in his hand and the robe drawn over his head. The elephants saw him, and taking him for a Pacceka Buddha, paid obeisance to him, and then went their way. The elephant which came last of all, he killed with a thrust of his spear, and taking the tusk and other parts which were of value, and burying the rest of the dead animal in the ground, he departed.
Oh, he's the mastermind here, master. Right? So now he saw that they are respecting the Pacceka Buddhas. Perhaps I also have to wear somebody like that. Then he went to a place and he found out certain robes used by Pacceka Buddha, and he stole their robes as well. That's one issue. He stole the Pacceka Buddha's robes, and now he was wearing and then staying somewhere where the elephants were going. And then his plan is to take down the last one, because then others cannot see, right? And then he kept doing it, right? So he is normally killing them and taking the tusk and other parts, and he burying the rest of the body somewhere. This is what we see. Okay, and the next person will be reading later and up until watching, later on the future Buddha.
Later on, the future Buddha, who had been reborn as an elephant, became the leader of the elephants and the lord of the herd. At that time, also the elephant hunter was pursuing the same tactics as before. The Buddha observed the decline of his retinue and asked, "Where do these elephants go that this herd has become so small?" "That we do not know, Master." The Buddha thought to himself, "Wherever they go, they must not go without my permission." Then the suspicion entered his mind. The fellow who sits in a certain place with a yellow robe drawn over his head must be causing the trouble he will bear watching.
Okay, now we understand Bodhisattva, Shakyamuni Buddha, was the leader of elephants at a certain point. And then it was the leader's duty that to check whether the elephants are safely coming. And he saw every day the group is getting smaller and smaller, right? So he was thinking what to do. But he warned everybody. he warned not to go anywhere without my permission. And then he saw a man who was wearing a robe, right? And then sitting somewhere. And then now he's suspicious about this man, right? And then the next person will read from, so the leader until said he. It's a long para, but yeah.
So the leaders of the herds sent the other elephants on ahead and walking very slowly, brought out the rear himself. When the rest of the elephants had paid obeisance and passed on, the elephant hunter saw the Buddha approach, whereupon he gathered his robe together and threw his spear. The Buddha fixed his attention as he approached and stepped backward to avoid the spear. This is the man who killed my elephants, thought the Buddha, and forthwith sprang forward to seize him. But the elephant hunter jumped behind a tree and crouched down. Thought the Buddha, I will encircle both the hunters and the tree with my trunk, sighed the hunter and dashed him to the ground. Just at that moment, the hunter removed the arrow and allowed the elephants to see it. When the great beast saw it, he thought to himself, if I offend against this man, the raven which the thousands of Buddha, Pratyeva Buddhas and Arahat feel toward me will of necessity be lost. Therefore, he kept his patience. Then he asked the hunter, was it you that killed all those kinsmen of mine? Yes, master, replied the hunter. Why did you do so, with deeds? You have put on roots which become those who are free from the passions, but which are unbecoming to you. In doing such a deed as this, you had committed a grievous sin. So saying, he rebuked him again for the last time. Unbecoming is a deed you have done, say he.
Okay, great. So that means Bodhisattva elephant confronted this man, right, hunter. So now what see the Bodhisattva elephant took a risk to check because he had the doubt. So he said others elephants to go first, and then he became the last one. And then he was now doing the same thing, but luckily he stepped aside, maybe stepped backward a little bit, and the spear went somewhere. And then his suspicion was made clear because of this act. And then immediately he was very angry. It's an elephant, Bodhisattva elephant. He thought, I'm going to encircle both the hunter and the tree with my trunk, seize the hunter and dash him to the ground. Right? Now that means, now from today you might use it, I can be angry like the Buddha, in the last life. Bodhisattva. But this Bodhisattva during that time was an animal. Right? But then what he thought is not good, because if I offend against this man, the reverence which thousands of Buddhas, Pacceka Buddhas and Arahants feel towards me will of necessity be lost. So he used the patience not to do anything wrong to this person. And then he made sure with him that he is the one who did that. So, but which are unbecoming to you. What does unbecoming here mean? Unbecoming is the deed you have done here. Unbecoming means, this is kind of a metaphorical word. That means you are impersonating a worthy person. Actually, when you earlier in the stanza you see that you are showing you as if you are a good person, but inside of you are not a good person, right? So that means impersonate. I think today's world this is happening, right? Impersonation. That means people steal other people's credit cards and use them by impersonating them. Scammers, identity theft. This impersonating activities happen from different angles, right? So when someone is doing that, that is called unbecoming. It is not fit for you because you are concealing your true identity, and then you are doing the opposite to get other gains. All right. So what are the things that people do to unbecome in today's world? Identity theft is one thing. What else? Through AI tools, they might change the photos, videos, voice, right? They can even clone the voice nowadays. They take our voice. That's what they do. They call you, they don't talk to you. They record your voice. They call you, they let you talk, they record you, they download it, they add it to an AI app, they clone your voice. Then people think one person, you are the one who's talking all the way for many days now. They took your voice. That's why we have to be very careful with these apps today. That's one thing, right? And then AI, another ways how people are unbecoming today, that they are impersonating, they are showing a different person to get things done.
Parrots learning to talk. When they hear, they're very fast, then they plagiarize the sentence, the statement, then become their own idea, become their own statement. Then when they say it out again, as if their own idea, as if they're the one who do the job, but actually it's not. I noticed that that's
Plagiarism was the older version.
Yeah.
We call it stealing intellectual property, right? This is the word, huh?
It's an old story, not only now.
No, I think there were all forms of that habit, but now it has crept into, evolve into new things, right? Yes, I think this is also impersonating, Yeah. Yeah, that is another, stealing ideas, concepts, right? Sometimes we see that some people even steal Buddhist ideas as well, and then they show in that it's my idea, sometimes, it sometimes can happen. And in today's AI apps, there's a function that you can turn on or turn off. With regard to any AI app, don't let my thinking pattern to be copied into the AI database. So you need to turn off that. Turn on that. Turn on. Otherwise, let's say you ask a question from AI will take it to the other people. I think this is one way how this can be proliferated. Now, this problem, earlier it was copying a song, a text, and then publishing by themselves. But nowadays, if you ask something from AI remembers how you ask, your thinking pattern. When other people, if you haven't turned that on, then when other people ask questions, they give your thinking pattern to them. So you have to turn off that. Turn on that thing. Every AI app has that because it's a right for the customers. So customers don't know, they go and ask whatever they want to ask, day and night, right? And then they don't know, other people also thinking the same way because you have given your thinking pattern, your unique thinking pattern. It's a right, AI customer right. Who goes to settings, check all these things, go to AI app, just become very flabbergasted about what's happening inside the AI app, right? Okay, what are the other things that people do to unbecome? Corporate world issues, not even a corporate world issue, academic problem, right? Lot of issues. And then you said AI, general AI problems. And then scamming is one. And then what else? Conman, yeah. And this is not even those kind of things. Sometimes there are people who talk different subjects as if they know the subject, but they haven't read anything about it, right? Yeah, the plagiarism. No, I'm saying that even the Dhamma, sometimes they talk, but they haven't even read the section, the sutta as well, right? So maybe they are presenting their own personal version, quoting that I'm talking about the sutta, right? That's why this problem is not even like a character problem. This is also even going to the Dhamma knowledge, music, entertainment aspect, corporate world, consumer culture. It can be anything in today's world, right? So we'll keep on going, and the next person will be when the Buddha had yes.
When the Buddha had ended this lesson, he identified the characters in the Jataka as follows.
Jataka.
Jatakas. At that time, the elephant hunter was Devadatta, and the noble elephant who remarked him was I myself. Monks, this is not the first time Devadatta has worn a robe which was unbecoming to him.
So Devadatta had put many robes on for different reasons, right? Actually, with this story, I would like you to think about some similar issues that some others might be going through. Sometimes a fake monk is going around with arms bowl, and when you offer food, no food, money only, So, or maybe selling the talisman. It's a big issue, not even here. New York, Toronto, many big cities. Because nowadays you can go buy a robe and you shave your hair. Very unusually unique person, right? Sometimes these people are very unusually unique. You have to be very careful. Like a normal monk is not unusually unique. They are normally unique, right? Monks don't go for Pindapata. I mean, unless Thailand, other countries, they don't go for Pindapata that much. Only for a certain event, they go for Pindapata. But they are going for Pindapata after 12 o'clock, after 1 o'clock, for the shops. And those people also don't understand. They think they are real Sangha members. No, because we don't have that many monks, but Mahayana, the so-called Mahayana monks, they're wearing the Mahayana robe and they are going like that. Because there's not a way to cross-check whether they are real or unreal, unbecoming or becoming here, right? This you can see unbecoming or becoming. The thing is that there's no registration database to check that, cross-check that. That's the problem. In Sri Lanka, when you are becoming a monk, those days they gave a identity card. What do you call? Monk identity card. It has the number of your Samanera registration, higher ordination registration, and your temple name, and your particular sect of the ordination lineage, and signed by the vital statistics. You mean in addition to your normal ID card. But then what happened? It is not that way happening, I think, after some time. Anyway, I'm telling you that how to look at it. So, but the thing is that, so how to deal with situations like asking money and then maybe, buy the talisman. If you don't buy, something will happen to you. I mean, people mind what's happening. How much is that? Right? $5, $10, right? So it's a yes, that's the truth. But people don't know. It's like, the people's misunderstanding about banks are calling them, asking them the ATM card number. They still believe bank will ask me, okay, tell me your bank ID number, right? Somebody's wearing now, they are calling on video, right? They are wearing the police outfit. They're saying, your account is in trouble. Now you already lost 2,000. Before you lost another 8,000, you give me the number, I can fix that for you. So people get scared, and they have found the ATM number because some people are selling our information behind the scene. That's why they got it. But they cannot go further inside. They want our real information after that. So in the same way, people don't know that true real monks are not supposed to go and do it. They are not doing that. These people are really, they bought the ropes and they shaved their hair and then they keep going and then selling those talismans. So I'm trying to say that so these issues are happening in different forms in today's world. So finally, you are wearing the Buddha's robe to do your own selling projects, right? So especially this particular stanza really tells us you are like one of the Devadatta, Devadatta also took the robe just to kill the elephants. Right? So, I think it's something to think about. So, how do we deal with these people? Normally, monks are not asking money. Normally, anyway, I think in any sect in the world, they are not asking money. So, you are not supposed to go for it. And even if they say other words about that, if you don't buy, something will happen, you don't have to worry about it, because it's not that way, right? And it's an ill will. A Sangha member cannot do that ill will to anybody, right? So I think that is something very important to understand. And then finally, okay, let's read a little bit of here. The stained cloth is a symbol of purity for the Buddhists, which we discussed at the beginning. He holds as sacred and holy this specially prepared monk's robe. The Buddhist bows down in homage to the wearer of this robe. The robe signifies the Sangha, which is a part of the Holy Trinity of the Buddha. Actually, a robe has no value. Only when the robe is offered and when a Sangha member is going to put it on, then it is more precious, right? That is how it works. That's why when you offer Katina robe, you first offer to the Sangha, then Sangha has to offer to another Sangha, particular Sangha member. That's why this is the only one robe that is offered double, 2 times. No other robe can be offered like that. You offer to the Sangha, then Sangha has to discuss who will be the most suitable Sangha members to use this robe. Yeah, that is how it works. So, the senior Sangha member, and he's actually, what is he doing? After you offer the Katna robe, you may have seen they make a circle. They are saying something, right? What they are saying is that the robe has been offered to the Sangha members, and now we are thinking someone. If you don't agree, please show your objection. Yassa nakkamati so bhasai. They are saying. So they say we are going to offer to Bhante XYZ person. Now we given it, but if you don't like, if you don't agree, tell with us. If you don't say that, your silence is the agreement. Silence itself is the agreement. Pali tradition. Yeah. Mahayana, I don't know. Katna robe. Yes. So that's how it is offered 2 times. That's why one lay person cannot offer Katina. A group of people only can offer. And then it has to be offered to the whole Sangha. Sangha has to decide who to receive that robe. That is another story here. Actually, when you offer the Katina, you are supposed to offer Katina, a piece of material. Then after you offer, then you have to sew it. That's the proper way. Okay? That's the proper way. Then only it will be given to another Sangha member. But nowadays, because not many people know how to cut it, how to dye it, and perhaps within one particular few hours, you have to do everything, right? Offered in the morning, lunchtime, you have to offer. So there should be a very experienced sewing person in the temple by that time. A lot of things are happening. So that's why people go and buy a robe in many temples. This is what's happening.
When the monastic discuss among themselves who offer you, what is the criteria?
Well, criteria depends on how many monks took the Vassa in those 3 months. And if you take Vassa, let's say if you take Vassa as a monk, then you must not leave the temple more than 7 days. But there are exemptions. What are the exemptions? If a snake comes to your kuti, then you can live more than 7 days. If a snake comes to the kuti, you cannot live with him, right? You catch him and release him. If the kuti was damaged by the wind or something, then Buddha is very compassionate person, no hard rules. I mean, you try to do it. If you cannot do it, what to do? He's a very compassionate, listening person. I always tell, I think I shared with you that British monk who went to Burma and came back, and I told the story, right? I shared the story. He came back. He wanted to have a what do you call a kuti with one roof. I think I shared, right? I shared with you, right? So sometimes when the followers take it, they take it very rigidly. Not even they take it; they make other people very rigid too. That is the worst part on that. So that's how it will be offered to the Sangam. All right. Any questions you got across the story and then the stanzas? Yes. Can you take the mic, please? There's a mic. Yeah, please take the mic.
If you give the rope not during the katina,
If you
give the rope not during the katina time.
No, you cannot do that because
cannot do that.
it must be followed by the vassa, preceded by the vassa.
I don't mean that lah. I mean the lay people give to the
Sangha members.
Sangha member. Not during katina, maybe other time like nowadays, like Besa Day, they also got give.
You mean normal ropes? Okay.
Yeah. I understand that monks allowed to have 2 sets of rope, right?
Well, that is given during certain times, yeah.
Oh. And then if one of it is torn, can they ask, they need to ask the Sangha for the new one, right?
No, nowadays, lot of things have evolved.
Not too
Now,
sad lah.
I don't know what it is too sad. Things have changed now. I tell you now, during the Buddhist time, even they didn't have a underrobe for shower at that time. Vishaka, Lady Vishaka is the one who confronted the Buddha. Bhante, why don't you recommend a shower, what do you call the underrobe for shower? Sometimes these are not really planned. When the Buddha was informed the challenge, then he approved them. So I think nowadays Sangha members might be having different concerns about it. Now think about, you are bringing 2 ropes. Suddenly you don't know, 2 get wet. So then third one. That's why I think we have to look at it a little different. We have to get ready for any situation because the necessities are changing. I mean, you have to keep the precepts, but the other necessities are changing as we proceed with the lifestyle. Yeah. But the problem is there may be somebody who is very much craving for the ropes. That is not nice. Right? Filling the whole wardrobes with the ropes, not wearing any of them, taking, keeping them inside. Then you see, always open the wardrobe, be happy. I have so many ropes inside. Just like a lay person opening the wardrobes is so branded clothes, everything, shoes, collections. That is not nice. And otherwise, in today's world, many ropes people are offering cannot be worn by monks. Why? They are not having proper measurements. Some monks are tall, some are short. That's why sometimes some lay people ask to see the measurement and then to make a robe, appropriate robe. Otherwise, they cannot wear it. Okay, other questions? We can take maybe like 2 more questions. If you have, please pass the mic if you have.
One question, Bhante. The robes belong to a particular Sangha member, right? Can they be used by other members or not?
What robes?
Let's say if your robes, you have 3 robes. If someone wants to borrow one from you, is he allowed to borrow?
Nowadays, monks don't borrow. So many robes are there. Because Vesak also getting robes. Katina also getting robes. So many robes nowadays. But in case something happened to their 2 robes or 3 robes, they might ask that thing. For sanitary reason, they don't borrow. Now there are sanitary problems, So, yeah. Yes.
I just have one question. Can the ropes be recycled? Meaning that let's say there are a lot of offerers offering robes, and there are excess. So can the temple recycle, meaning that they will put it up on offer again, like some sort of like selling? We use the word selling, but normally when we say offer, we pay a certain amount to the temple to get the robes to offer to the Sangha member. But if let's say there are a lot of robes and the temple recycle it, meaning that they use it to recycle it back, is it okay?
I think it's happening already.
It's happening.
It's happening. Temple
It's acceptable, right?
Well, it is happening because don't ask me acceptable. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening because temples are getting a lot of robes, right? Let's say they're getting lots of robes. So what is happening is that there is an excess of the robes, right? Different colors of robes. So they want to keep it, and also some devotees come. They want to buy, to offer for the lunch dana. So they keep it. So I think rather than doing, I think they are not doing anything wrong with that. So what they do is they recycle in that way. That's happening. But long time ago, the Buddha's time, Buddha said never ever throw a robe to a garbage bin, because a respected one, many people respect it. And if you cannot use it, you cannot throw. At that time, they were making kutis. Use it to make the kuti with the clay. Use it as a part of the clay. Never throw it, because many people respected the robes.
But I do come across one Sangha. He actually collected all the robes and brought it with him to, like, for instance, Sri Lanka, in certain temples where the monks don't have devotees to offer the robes. I mean, I personally came across this Sangha. He took quite a number of robes and say, okay, he will bring it back to him in Sri Lanka where certain temples, there are no monks offering, which I find it's very good.
Yeah. It's a very good plan. Yeah. But the thing is, sometimes it's not very practical, because, I mean, I'm talking about, you are talking excess of the robes. Sometimes if the monk can plan, he can do that, but not all the time, you know. So temples are, like here in Malaysia, you're getting lots of robes from Thailand, right? Especially Thai robes and Burmese robes. So what happens that there's an excess all the time. So if you look at, temple is recycling in their own way, and some monks are bringing it to countries like Sri Lanka and then distributing around. Even though they do it, still there are excess robes here, right? So I think sometimes it's not very practical to have a very big idea with these robes, very complete, productive idea. The thing is that whenever someone comes to the temple, they want to offer a robe. This is the thing, right? Monks, they have already robes, all the robes, but still they want to offer a robe, right? This is the thing here. Because it is said in the suttas everywhere, if you offer a robe, that is more beneficial, right? So then there are more robes are coming, you know, circling around and that, yeah. So we will make it to two last questions, huh? Yes. Okay.
This is our curiosity. Why there's so many color of the roots? You can see different monks wearing, some wearing orange color, some wearing the maroon color. Is there any standard or what to identify them where they came from?
Yeah, where they came from is one thing. Other than that, there is no specific hierarchy in that. Normally, you know, Thai monks, they have a certain color, and Burmese monks, they have a color. Tibet monks, they have a color. I haven't studied Tibet Buddhism a lot, but you can see maroon color. And Sri Lankan monks, they have colors, many colors. So otherwise, there is no particular reason. Now for us, if you stay in the Western country, wearing a maroon color is better, because people know you are a Buddhist monk. That is one reason, right? Because if you wear orange, they think you are Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. See? Yes. So one day somebody approached me, hello, Hare Rama, Hare. I said, no, you are wrong, you know, a Buddhist monk. Oh, but you wear this color, you know, orange color. I said, no, that's not. Yeah, but not in the Western country, especially North American context. But they know this color because of His Holiness Dalai Lama. So they know it's a Buddhist monk. So I think depending on where you stay, you better pick up the color. If in Thailand, better that color. I think yes, that's the best way. Other than that, there's no particular reason, I think. Okay, last question. Yes.
I used to for Katina, I used to give these robes, especially at the Subang Jaya Buddhist temple. Most of the time, sometime here, I realized that you give the money for the robe, and during the Katina, when you give the robes, it seems they recycle, the people will line up, and then after you give the robe to the monk, then they will collect the robe, then for other people coming. Is it okay? Because you give is in money form, not you buy yourself, no. And the temple buys the
So what you are saying is that you are coming for a ceremony.
Yes.
Let's not talk about the center's name. You're coming for a ceremony, and there are how many monks around? 100?
No, not 100. Probably 20. I think you've been there
20 monks.
around there.
Okay.
But
So they now one batch of people now offered already robes.
many people are offering, maybe in hundreds probably.
Okay.
And then when 20 goes already, the people those volunteers in the temple will collect the robes.
The one
And then
already
they
offered.
will distribute those
Already
those,
offered in front of the monks.
Yes.
Okay.
They mean they are recycling these ropes now. They're going around for those who haven't give. Is it okay? Maybe, or else there'll be too much ropes. If it's 100 people
Yeah,
giving
the problem
100
is, okay, the problem is twofold. One is that making the donation.
Yes.
That's one side.
Yes.
Second is that they might have thought, why to bring 1,000 ropes?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is
They
it
want to be stay efficient, productive in that way, right? So
That's
this is
why when they give the rope, many people insist to put the name on the rope, paste on it, and give. So you cannot recycle it.
well. In that case, I think the most important is our intention
Yes.
and their intention, temple intention and our intention. And I don't want to think about how they are doing it.
You can
right?
see
I think
the
it's tougher than buying the
full
rope.
of the ropes,
Yeah. I mean, not you are going to a faraway forest monastery and putting your name and then offering.
Yeah.
I think it's a tougher activity. If you are a volunteer in a temple in that kind of an event, how stressful is the thing?
Yeah.
And we don't know that part. So I'm not saying that I think what you said kind of alluding to are they tricking us? This is what I think this is what I think overall.
For the rope, but because they didn't use to buy the rope, can they use this money for other purpose or not? Like maybe build a
That is the other problem. People come and ask to buy the rope only. That's the problem here, not the fruit basket. You put 100 fruit basket, 100 ropes.
Yeah.
They go for the ropes first, because that is the Buddhist way how they were informed. So I think my understanding is intention is the karma. I think temple has good intention, but perhaps they should find a better way. Right, better way. So I mean, not that devotees think they trick us into this same robe is coming back and forth, right?
They are asking people to help to contribute, because they want to build a kuti in what late heritage. And Subang Jaya temple, they sponsor one kuti, which cost about 50,000. Until today, still not enough collected. Can they divert?
Well, I better not comment on these other temples events. I'm also going to these places too. so what I can, yes. Well, I mean, we were talking robes, not about kuti and other thing. So I think earlier to your question, I think intention matters. But I think it's better they do in a more transparent way, not in the way that devotees see my robe is going back again to the back door, coming back again, going back. I think if you look at it, right, that's not nice. I think they should do it in a better, more transparent way, and the devotee feel more happy for the donation, because even the rope going, and here many people donate, right? Right. So I think it has to be a worthy activity at that point. Yes.
Some people give without putting their name. No, some why to put their name? Then we realize that the rope was.
The other thing is that we also should not need to cling to our donation.
Yeah.
We just give it. We don't have to worry about, we don't know which monk is using the robe also at the end, right? Yeah. And the other thing is that, let's say you have your own robe, you bought somewhere, you are not bringing from home and offering it, right? You are also supporting the temple too. Yeah. Let's take, one last question.
I think,
Yes.
Bhante, maybe to share this, because based on what Madam is saying, even for the Vesak Day in SABS here, we have the Sea of Flowers donation. And because we don't want to waste it, we put a standard number of donations and people just donate. And it's basically, some people collect the flowers, some people don't. So it's also recycling the flowers. Similar concept, like how she would feel. And I think the most important thing, like what Bhante said, if there's so many donations of robes and everything, the intent of the temple is that we don't waste and we use these resources to think, but the purpose is still the same. It's for the donation, like what they did in SABS.
Yeah, that's why I clarified. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's very important when we donate. We believe that we donate and we don't. I think it's very important. It's all going to the right channel, because when
Worthy
we
cause.
give,
Yeah.
correct. It's going to a worthy cause. And why we come to SABS here or we go anywhere? Because we believe that the people there are trustworthy and doing it the right way. And I think this is a faith we need to have. The good faith of everything that we do goes to the right purpose. Because if we want to, I also feel that if we cannot, like there's recycling, right? It's being efficient. Because you don't want, people don't come and collect the flowers, everything's going to be wasted. But the money is going to a right purpose. So I think this is something that, as what you said, maybe the clarification to the layperson when they don't see it. Because there's no transparency.
Yeah.
But people have to see that the bigger picture behind it is
Yes.
going for a bigger cause. And I think this also happened if people donated to the Sea of Flowers, we're thinking where this thing went, you know.
Yes. And
They have names
yes.
put on it also, right?
Yes.
Like
So
you-
finally, what I can say to
like
wind up the
candle.
class, yes, finally, what I can say is that, yes, as the devotee, the donor has to clarify the intentions, and the receiver, center, temple has to clarify. I think this particular thing that you notice could be noticeable to others too. Maybe. Who knows, right? So then I think centers can do maybe a better way to handle it, perhaps. I mean, if they check, this thing, so that they can minimize this concern too. Because some people, they don't want to think about. Some people still feel, because some people may be doing things on a very tight budget, very cut to bone budget. So they feel every donation is very precious for them, right? Or like who is very rich and come and give and even don't look at it, the donation. That's why, so I think to make every donation more precious and very appreciative, I think centers can think a better way sometimes to give a better impression about those things, right? I think that's better. Okay. Have a
Bhante,
question.
sorry.
Make it short.
Just
Yes.
to clarify, because I'm one of the volunteer who organized the Mahasandika Dana,
Okay.
the Katina things. Actually, what the devotees all see is recycling. Okay, we can have 100 sets of the robes. We got 20 monks. We keep on recycling that one during the ceremony. After that, the money that they all donated, let's say 100 set, that one will be divided. The money will be divided into a few, I think depends on the center that we want to distribute the money. Let's say we got 5 center, 100 will divided by 5, then the money will go to the center. It depends to the center how they're going to use the money. Like what Bhante said, nowadays nobody want to have so many robes. So the money all donated, it won't be misused. It is distributed to the selected monastery. Then it depends on how Bhante going to do with the money.
Yeah.
Instead of giving hundreds of robes.
Yeah, because the donor part, they only see
Yes,
going
they
here,
only
coming
see
back,
going
going here,
round.
coming back, right?
Yes.
So that transparency must come in, right? Yeah.
But normally they
Yes.
don't stay towards the end. Towards the end, we will we will calculate all the amount of money. Then we will do the Nawa Karma to all those monks that is sitting down
I think that's
there.
why it's sometimes important to do a breakdown of what's happening. Sometimes, because I think many devotees don't like to see that, but some may have some concerns, right? But anyway,
Come and do the volunteering work, then you will get a clearer picture.
That's what I said. Yes. Okay.
This one have to clarify, Bhante. This is very misleading. Everybody was thinking, I donated this money, but only, you see, 1,000 of people donated, but the rope is only 100 pieces going round and round and round.
Yes. But thank you for clarifying on behalf of SABS. Yes.
That one is very individual, sister. Those who want the name we put it is very individual.
I think there are many individual concerns, but she addressed the rope part. So I think the rest of the things, maybe you can talk to her or maybe something like that, right? Yes. No, we were talking ropes only ropes, nothing else. No candles, no flowers. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So we will keep to our class. So we already passed behind the time. So let us now think about today. We learn about who is suitable to wear the robes, and even we took it to the white clothes, Upasak Upasika. And may all the good karmas we be making today by learning this Dhamma teachings be transferred to all departed ones who passed away on behalf of all of us. May they be well and happy. May all the departed ones be well and happy, and may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatayo. Next we are going to think about Devanaga Mahidika. May Devanaga Mahidika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety and happiness. May they finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sangpadang sabbe deva anumudantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Ittavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Ittavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu sasanang. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanang. Akasattha ca bummattha devanaga punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu mang parang chirang rakkhantu twan sadati. Next is our Dhamma wish. May we always be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas till we attain Nibbana. May we also become Kalyana Mittas to as many sentient beings as we meet in our sansaric life. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making today in our 6th Dhamma class at SABS here, may all these good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis niccang baddha pacaino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sangpatti sagga sangpatti mevacha ato nibbana sangpatti iminate samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now I would like to invite Sister Margaret to conclude.